Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn, December 1, 2022. With Mercury opposing Mars today, tensions can run high, mainly related to career or responsibilities. You may be tempted to say or do something out of character. While you might learn where you stand with others now, the picture isn't entirely complete because of a tendency for everyone to take things too personally. You can find it challenging to stay in the here and now, possibly because people around you seem to be nervous or too focused on right and wrong. Healthy dialogue may not be easy now. Watch for getting too worked up over little things. As the day moves forward, you see the benefit to smoothing things out and focusing on practical priorities. A Mercury-Saturn transit makes it a good time to organize important areas of your life. Your thinking is very clear regarding home, work, and health. Efforts to shape up your work or health can be productive and refreshing now. Today will bring you the grounded energy you've been seeking. Mental Mercury, your planetary ruler, is creeping toward a link with Saturn, the planet of longevity and permanence. This is magnificent energy to sit down with your significant other and discuss your long-term plans and the legacy you'd like to build. All of your discussions will have a balanced, realistic, and long-term focus to them. You will be able to manifest much more easily if you know the slow and steady path forward toward your crown of glory. Something has to change if you want to reach new heights in your career path. Think about what you want to strive for when Mercury in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini and sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. If you want to move toward a new aspiration, accomplishment, or career path, then you may need to adjust elements in your professional foundation that sustain your work ethic. Figure out if you are being supported by your right work environment and if you are focusing on the right things as you move forward. Jupiter only turned direct 6 days ago, but already he is on his way back to your financial sector, and today is just 3 weeks away from returning. The moon's return in 2 days will give you a better read on the planets that are already preparing for his return and the support that is already building. Though you may sense the challenges more than the joys of life today, try to get through the rough road by sitting high in the saddle. Yes, only strength and determination will conquer doom and gloom. I would recommend making exercise a priority, but it's okay to go light. If there's something you can do that is more fun than your regular routine, a game of tennis rather than your usual run, it would be a good move. While giving is nothing new for you, this vibration asks that you explore the essence of giving on a far greater scale. Consider checking out the volunteer needs of your community if your schedule permits. There are many forms of volunteer work that are needed, from a one-time deal at Christmas time, to ongoing activities, such as helping out at a food bank. See what you can do on this level and be sure to commit to only what you can realistically handle. Right in the heart of not just the working week but one of the most powerful weeks of the year on the job and career fronts, the moon returns to your relationship sector in time to guide Jupiter into his final 3 weeks here. In a case of perfect timing, this comes just as Mercury and Mars clash, something that could put your work and life balance to the test, but at a time when this couldn't be more important. Moving into some important days on the relationship front, in the heart of a busy working week, this makes work and life balance more important than ever. Just 6 days after turning direct in your relationship sector, Jupiter moves into his final 3 weeks here, with the moon's return today a case of perfect timing. This is a chance to ensure you are emotionally engaged as you look to the future, but also while Neptune, in his final days in retrograde motion here, also has doors open to the past. Our eyes in the sky. Try to get in some light exercise before heading off to work, and try to avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee or it could lead to a case of the jitters. Today has a cerebral vibe that might get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, take a step back and rest, if only for a few minutes. Watch out for a communication breakdown this afternoon when the moon shares an off-kilter connection. Choose your words with care while this energy is present so you can avoid arguments. Your ability to understand any situation is good and you're able to undertake any sort of mental task. Equally, you're communicating without any difficulty, so possible negotiations or similar conversations turn out to be successful. You also find your general level of curiosity is heightened and you're keen to acquire knowledge and learn as much as you can. You apply yourself to a subject that has stimulated your interest over a sustained period. It's easier for you to obtain the necessary focus you need and you're more motivated than you have ever been before. Use this newfound enthusiasm and concentrate on making contacts to solve any outstanding issues needed for a successful outcome. Luckily, the energy transforms this evening, which should help you quickly release any unpleasant thoughts or situations you found yourself in today. The cosmic weather is quiet today, until Mercury in Sagittarius opposes retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking a war of words. Offensive or defensive language is unlikely to help us make our point. We are nervous and quick to anger, and although we may have good talking points to back up our arguments, we are apt to flit from talking point to talking point without finishing our thoughts. Our inability to stay on topic means that civilized discussions can quickly devolve into yelling matches. We are still in a long lunar void, of course, which began last night, and must attempt to remain patient now, even if someone is intent on getting up in our faces. If possible, avoid electing this day to finally air out long-held grievances. Guard against the perils of extravagance and overindulgence in any way you can. Your current fantasies are unlikely to be fulfilled, they're just excessively optimistic. Try not to feel so dissatisfied with your circumstances and be as realistic as possible, instead of needlessly having such impractical feelings and yearnings that ultimately don't make you happy. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. In the late afternoon, the moon enters Pisces, ending its void of course which began late last night. Over the next 2 days, our creative and spiritual senses are enlivened. This is a time to trust our intuition, examine our subconscious workings, and get in touch with the numinous and liminal. It is an ideal lunar period for working with divination techniques like tarot or scrying. Artistic pastimes such as painting or making music are also favored. If we are stressed, bathing, showering, or relaxing near bodies of water can be rejuvenating.